Relics of the saint that's keeping you so still. Is it a coat of
Wow, how I got started in the creative arts. I can remember it was back in ABC. My teacher back then, we were looking at the play Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And I remember she said, Kevin, we have the father bear, we have the mommy bear, and you need to play the baby bear. And believe it or not, I wasn't up to it. And she threatened that, Kevin, if you do not do this part, I'm going to cut your backside. And I can remember, I rose to the occasion. And I was given just one single line. I was supposed to say, somebody ate my porridge. I cried, not because it was a part of the play. I cried because I was afraid. Because if I didn't do that part as little baby bear, I would have get my backside cut. And I can remember when I said that part, the entire class went up in an uproar, and they really loved the way that I said that line. Somebody ate my porridge. That is how the journey started. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. The first play that I participated in was Goldilocks and the Three Bears. A play that was written by Kevin Roderiques. This play was called Rocky's Plight. The play was about a young fellow who just could not have read, and a friend of his read most of his letters from his girlfriend. And I can remember participating in that play. It spoke to me personally. This guy in the play, his name was Rocky. He was unable to read, and his friend took away his girlfriend from him because he just could not have read. And I played that role in the play, to see my best friend running off with my girlfriend. It was really a tragedy. I can remember I died in that play. But participating in that play, it taught me a lesson because it was really my reality. I can vividly remember that going into secondary school, I was unable to read. And this play, participating in it really spoke to me because, I attempted the common entrance twice. The first time I got 40 out of 300. The pass mark was 150. The second time, I got 145, and I can remember my teacher said, you really need to give Kevin a chance. I was given the opportunity to get into secondary school, but going into secondary school, I was unable to read, and this play actually spoke to my reality, and at that point, I chose to make a difference in my life from there on. And that is where theater for me is a way of transformation for me, and that itself would have set the foundation in terms of my involvement in the creative industry, because this play spoke to my reality. And if you realize that most of my work is basically surrounding in terms of touching people and sending a positive message. Looking back, I want to say thank you to Kevin Roderiques from Rose Hall, my junior 5 teacher. She really gave me that opportunity to participate in the play Rocky's Plight. Also, I was involved in the adolescent group, the Scouts movement, the Rose Hall drum group. Had all the mentors like Selwyn Patterson. This was, some of these persons, the persons who really influenced my career as a young man coming up in the village. I'm excited and passionate about the creative industry. Later on we have people like Mr. Nzimbu Brown, that he's a pioneer, keeping the drum culture alive in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You're talking about Daki, David Darky Williams, a pioneer again in the creative industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're talking about Robert Dixon. You also Michael Peters, Martin Koshi. These are some of the persons that have really, contributed to my involvement in the creative industry. My involvement in the creative industry have helped me in many different ways. Have helped me personally with my personal self-esteem, my ability to communicate with other people, being able to put a smile on someone else's face so that they can be happy. Some of the times you're walking in the middle of the street and you see someone that and they know that you're involved in theater, and bam, out of the blues, you will get into character and then you just start acting in the middle of the street. It is the feeling that you get when you're on stage, that excitement, that energy that pumps through your veins, that you just get excited when you're on stage, and it's the feeling that it gives, the sense of happiness and some sense of fulfillment. And when you write a piece and people appreciate your work, it's a fulfillment, and the joy that you get from when you put a piece of work out there, being able to work with different individuals within the industry, to see people becoming into their own appreciation of the work and the art form itself, being able to network with several persons inside and outside the industry. I've benefited in many different ways, but most of all, the personal transformation for me that has taken place in my life, and for me that is one of the biggest benefits that I have received from the industry. Being involved is the benefit of becoming more aware of yourself as a practitioner. It's being more aware of yourself, being appreciative, see when people appreciate your work and what you do, being able to see that people's life being transformed through your work, seeing people being able to smile whenever you do a performance, and the ability to network and to share the craft with other practitioners within the field. It brings you great joy to see that people can be happy and find peace and joy from a piece of work that you put out there. That is the biggest benefit. Being able to do something that you love and give back to those persons who are less fortunate. My worst memory, as an actor, wow, which one should I choose? Well, my worst experience was, I can remember in secondary school, the Chumacantera Secondary School, we practicing a particular piece to enter the Community Jump Festival, probably for 4 months. Every evening after school, we'll go into the workshop, and we will practice, and I know that particular year, we had a good piece and we were gonna get straight to the finals. And I remember the day of the performance, the light was up, the curtain open, and the crowd was a massive crowd. And I can remember the entire cast froze on stage. And I was the only person who remembered my lines. And I was trying to feed everyone else with their lines, and no one was responding, was budging to the clues and all of that. And I got so frustrated and hurt that I walked off the stage. And I said, I'm never going back on the stage with anyone else ever again in my life. And I felt like a loser kind of thing. And I said, boy, I ain't going back, I ain't getting involved with this thing again, with people, after practicing for so long, to present, I'm going to piecemeal with this production. So much people come turn up to see the play, and we did not even spend 5 minutes on stage. It was so sad. I will never forget that moment. how would I like to be remembered? I have a favorite quotation. It's a Chinese proverb. It says, when a tiger dies, it leaves its stripes behind. When a man dies, he leaves his name behind. I would like to leave a good name behind. The name Kevin Roderiques should be remembered as a pioneer, as a huge contributor to the creative industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I want to be remembered as someone who inspired people with my work, my story. I want to be remembered as that person, that young boy from Rosal who learned to read when he was in Form 1 and was able to do big things for his country. I want to be remembered as a family man, a good husband, a good father, and someone who have made a good contribution to humanity. What encouragement I will give to the young people who want to get involved in the creative industry? I would say to you, to follow your dreams, believe in yourself. Be willing to do the things today that others won't, to have tomorrow the things that others don't. Be willing to go the extra mile. Be different. Be bold. Stand out from among the crowd. Follow your dreams and be willing to believe it and defend it. Alright? Go after your dreams and your goals. Do whatever it takes. As long as it takes you, go at your dreams. Which one of my plays is my favorite? Wow, that's a difficult one. I like number 7. That's one of my favorites. As you know, it's one of the most inspiring theatre productions ever to come out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a Caribbean mystery drama. And I kind of like, the energy and the excitement and the mystery and the love and the romance. Number 7, I would say. To date, there are other productions to come, but to date, number 7. And one of the person, this lady had a huge impact on my life. The lady Isabella Samuel from Rosal. She was definitely a pioneer and a wordsmith, I must say. She had contributed a lot to my development. Married to one of my uncles. May her soul rest in peace. One of the piece that I wrote was really inspired from a piece of her work. Foreign girl, when you go to Rome, that would do like the romance too. Wow, how do I balance family, work, and drama? I must say, it's a bit challenging some of the times. Being able to balance work, family, because theater, it takes a lot of time to practice, to make sure that you get it right. And some of the times, the work do get suffer. My other areas of my life do suffer a bit. And I know sometimes the theater suffer because you have to put a lot into your work. So sometimes it's really a challenge to create a balance. But because of the love and the passion for the creative arts, some of the times, you get home from practice 1, 2 o'clock in the morning just to get it right, to wake up to go to work the next day, to go to the practice another evening again. It's because for me what create that balance is the passion and the love for it. Because I can remember being involved in a particular production one year, and you're so caught up with the production, because when they say drama, Kevin will drop everything and go, right? Which is not a good thing. Other areas of your life will definitely get affected. And I can remember one Christmas, was really a tough time, and you know, I wasn't able to buy the gift for my kids on time that particular Christmas, because you know, the monies weren't available at the time, because you know, I was so involved with this production that you know, you forget other areas of your life that you need to, you know, focus on work and income coming in, you know, to support the family. So but through it all, you know, I mean, it's the love and the passion, you know, that have really kept me going for the last 20 years. You know, seeing people loving and appreciating your work, and you know, the best of Kevin Roderiques. It's about bringing out the best of the people that surrounds me. The best of Kevin Roderiques represent the best of the creative arts. The best of Kevin Roderiques represents the best of the people that surrounds me, the best of the people that have contributed to my journey this far. And you know, I want to thank God for the family that they have placed in my life. My beautiful wife, Charlene Rodriguez, Renson Rodriguez Jr., and Kia and Naya Felicity Rodriguez. And of course, we're expecting baby Rodriguez, right? He's coming. And guess what? He'll be on stage even before, you know, he come out of that little tummy, right? So we can't wait to see him. So the best of Kevin Roderiques is about giving back to those persons who are less fortunate. We're talking about giving back to the St. Benedict Home for children, an orphanage out in Georgetown. The best of Kevin Roderiques is about giving back to the Believe and Defend Your Dream Economy for children, the Believe and Defend Your Dream Foundation for children. It's about giving back to the Rose Hall Government School, where I started the journey as a young theatre practitioner. It's about giving back to my alma mater, the Chumuka Ontario Secondary School. It's about giving back to those young practitioners in the creative industry. For example, the guy who's filming this video right now. Say this up behind you now.
Yeah, what's up?
He say what's up, right? You know, the best of Kevin Roderiques is about, you know, giving back to those who love the art form. So Kevin Roderiques coming at you, 20 years in the creative industry.